Step off the train all alone at dawn, back into the home where I was born. Sun in the sky never raised the night to me. The blood on the tracks only must be mine.
Look at Matt, he's got three wide going into school. Oh,
That's it, that's it. Oh, what a move! What a
You know what I mean? All my people right here, right now. You know what I mean? All my people right here, right now. You know what I mean?
himself in the history books. He is, without a doubt, the man of F1XL, but now he's a three-time F1XL champion. It's brilliant.
So open up your fist, no you won't receive the thoughts and the words of every man you'll need. Step off the train all alone at dawn, back into the home where I was born. Sun in the sky never raised the night to me. The blood on the tracks only must be mine.
Look at Matt, he's got three wide going into school. Oh,
That's it, that's it. Oh, what a move! What a move!
train all alone at dawn, back into the home where I was born. Sun in the sky never raised the night to me. The blood on the tracks and they must be mine.
Look at Mbappe. Three wide going into school.
And Mbappe dodges it. Oh, what a move! What a move! In the history books. He is, without a doubt, the man of F1XL, but now he's a three-time F1XL champion. He's brilliant.
For what you believe, so open up your fist, no you won't receive the thoughts and the words of every man you'll need.
Good evening and welcome everybody. Now I'm hoping this is coming through all fine, and apologies for the delay for tonight's stream. Now obviously technical difficulties within the lobby this week. Unfortunately customs were left on and we are a pre-set up league. However, enough about that. We are here for the British Grand Prix, the supposedly final round of F1XL, but F1 has a Brazil rerun to do. And once again, I am joined by Ollie. Ollie, welcome to the championship decider, I think it's probably best to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, we all hope it goes down to the final race, but it might be concluded tonight here at Silverstone. I mean, it'll be quite the place to do it. You know, Binary's... Oh, he's Irish, isn't he? I don't know if that... Technically a home Grand Prix? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we're at Silverstone, Gareth, and it's going to be another good one. It always is in XL, and I'm very much looking forward to it. One of my favourite circuits to race and commentate over, with some iconic moments around in history, and as well as some iconic corners that the drivers have to negotiate. So I am strapped in, ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolutely phenomenal one, I think. I've always hated this track, but since I've moved to the wheel, I've kind of started liking it, which is really weird. It's nice to drive in real life, but on the game I've always hated it. But I get, maybe it is just being on the wheel is what's caused it. But there is so many, like you say, iconic names, and then cast people's minds back for who are re-watching. The Wellington Straight is a big XL. Yeah, I do have to copy binary Scottish, not Irish. just say simple Chris is
he? Oh, how did I get that wrong? Oh, that's awful from a Welshman. Oh dear.
Chris
Well,
Chris
I mean,
is
technically
laughing.
still his home Grand Prix then.
Oh, you've made a few laughs. At least it's not me that messes up straight away this week. I can pass the banner on to you for once.
Oh, thank you very much.
But yes, B for Wellington, and obviously Wellington Straight. Okay, if you haven't watched the extra show, you would never have known what I'm talking about. But maybe go back a couple of weeks, and you guys will realise. And the ones that you do know what it is, well, yeah, I'm becoming quite a meme when it comes to it, unfortunately. However, we're here for the British Grand Prix, and Prophet Media's just about to finish his lap, and if I remember rightly, he had quite a decent race last week at Austria, chasing down Swain in the end, but obviously those penalties for all of them cost them.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? They all had a number of penalties at Austria, which, no surprise really at that circuit, which sort of bumped everyone back and allowed Binary to get back-to-back wins. And we had quite a few big DNFs. I mean, Lightshock didn't finish last week, Gareth, which really messed up his championship fight. But I'm sure we'll talk about that in a little bit. But currently, the man who I just named is on pole with a 124.8 of a Binary in second.
So trying to assert his dominance maybe early on. I know we spoke briefly before the stream started for the second time. But obviously there is ways for both Swain and Lightshock to still win the title. However, both require Binary to DNF this race, and that is not looking likely. He has been in a major title fight before where he has, bottled it. Now, I've got no other way to describe it, but he's looking a lot more comfortable, a lot more composed this season, and I think that's possibly why he's very much the favourite to win the title this year.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at he's been consistent, all year since he came in. From let's look at it from Japan onwards. That was round 7. His worst finishing position has been 8th. So it really shows how consistent he's been. It wouldn't surprise me if he did win. He's been very good all season. But like you mentioned, the pressure has gotten to him before. So whether that strikes again, we'll have to wait and see, and whether the conditions, the drivers will affect that. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. It's a long race. Still a long way to go in qualifying as well, and we haven't seen most of the drivers haven't done their laps yet. So still time to go, and but I'm very much looking forward to it, Gareth. It's going to be tasty.
It's I don't know. I think Britain has definitely thrown up some interesting races in the past. I know Pred is a great lover of this track, and going back a few seasons, he took his first victory here, and he was hounded down by Binary IX and the last few laps, and he managed to hold on while being on a harder compound tyre to the faster Binary, and managed just to hold him off to take his first victory. There was first victory at Britain in F1XL, I believe. Now, we do have a 18 car grid, and Viper is one in the chat wondering if he should just jump in during quali. Now, that would be an interesting one to see if obviously someone of Viper's pace comes in and see how he handles. It might end up being a back of the grid job for him, but it's an interesting one. We haven't seen him for a while. I think Brazil was a rerun, so that was a bit annoying for him. But Lightshock at the moment still holding down the pole position time, but SRT Fury has just squeezed himself in just in front of Master Swain, and Xbox in that head is showing some good pace as well. Yeah,
no, we haven't. It's been 2 weeks since we saw Natalie didn't appear according to my map in Holland, and didn't finish. Did not start Austria. So he's back, and my game was frozen. Can you still hear me, Gareth?
Yeah, I can still hear. We just lost Master Swain as well. Oh. I think I might have actually lost Ollie there now. Is he are you still there? No. So is this invite to game, invite to party? I wonder if that'll do anything there. But it's just now, I guess, solely me until we sort that out, and hopefully it's not a connection issue with the host. I'm not 100% sure who the host is, but to lose 2 people like that quite early doors is not great. Let's get Swain back in as well. Let's do that job for the time being. Let's go on board with Prophet Meaty then, and he's coming around the corner. Just past the hangar, just past Luffield there, sorry, and onto Woodcote, and the old start-finish straight for the Williams driver. Now this is I've driven around this track recently in my Ford Focus, which is definitely not like a Formula 1 car, but there goes Ollie just leaving the session, so hopefully he'll come back into the party soon enough. But at the moment, Prophet Meaty, 3rd place. He's trying to set another lap time through, and that's a big worry for Master Swain. And there we go, he's slow through down the hanging straight there, so that's not what he would have wanted. On board then with Binary, he's just gone past down the old start-finish straight. What can he do? Currently P2 against his main title rival in, Lightshock is second, but he's out in provisional pole right now. WRS Cam then pops it in 4th place. That means Swain is dropping down the order a little bit. We've got Pingers on track again as well. I think he's just behind the Ferrari. Well, quite a bit behind the Ferrari actually. To do a time. Lightshock's just started his. What can Binary do? Through Club then across the line, and it is pole, provisional pole. He has taken it from Lightshock at the moment. Let's go on board his WRS Cam. He's just going slow. Let's go on board Pingers then. What can he do? He has invalidated his lap time. There's a Mercedes behind him. He is looking like he was on a lap with Pred as well. He's not on a lap. Sorry, Pred is on a lap, following him through on a set of medium compound tyres. Jolly gets out of the way for the Red Bull driver. Into Vale and then Club for TTM Pred. Over the line he goes, and it's only P12. He's 1.5 seconds away from Binary, which is kind of understandable with the tyre difference between the two. Swain is still in the pits, but Turkey's then puts himself into 3rd place. Ollie's back in the comms box. Jolly is starting his lap behind Pred, so I wonder how Jolly can handle this. And Ollie, are you back?
Yeah, I do apologise. My Xbox just shut down by itself. I got no explanation. I thought obviously there's some sort of ghost in my house in Swansea. So apologies for that, guys. I'm back in the room.
That's good. I'm not sure what happened, because as soon as Swain left, you kind of had issues. So
Yes.
I'm not sure.
No idea.
Are you in this? No, I'm not going to say are you in the same household. That's odd. Just going to answer Viper's message. Swain can still win this title. However, he would need the complete opposite luck that he's had this season. He would need Binary to not finish both races and to effectively win. Well, he would need to win both races and Binary not to finish both races. So it's a tall order for the Red Bull driver, but it's still possible. Anyway, I digress, and Jolly then managing to put it P4. Mercedes driver, first time back in a while, and maybe showing a bit of flexing muscles there. Lightshock did go quicker on his lap time. Let's go on board with Straka. So it is Binary. I don't know if you noticed, Binary has gone just that 1/10 quicker than Lightshock so far.
Yeah, just seen it on my screen. Lightshock's just come in now, so he's got enough time to get in and out of the pits. One of the bigger pit lanes we've got here as well, Gareth. Because that's such a long entry area, just going below the podium. It's something else they've got to factor in this Grand Prix. But yeah, Binary doing a good job so far by a 10th. But yeah, I wonder if anyone else can get up near. I mean, Jolly's up there at the moment. We haven't seen the best of Jolly in a while, so it's good to see him up in the top 5 as well.
Yeah, we need. Well, I say we need to. Madman needs Jolly to get his act together. Straka going straight into the pits. He's not happy with his lap time. I'm not sure what happened for him, but let's go on board with Madman. It's not been the most enticing of seasons for him, but I definitely think I've definitely seen an improvement of him the last couple of weeks. He's looking a little bit more sharp, a little bit more racy than definitely at the beginning of the season.
So, Madman.
Yes, sorry, just choking on my drink.
Yes, so no, you are right. Yeah, he has. We saw last week. I mean, he was getting involved. I mean, last 2 weeks he's been in the points. Before that it was sort of hit and miss, and definitely racier last week. I mean, we actually saw him more on the stream, which I think if you appear more on screen, you're doing something right and something positive, and definitely doing well, and hopefully he can continue that form going forward into his final 2 races, and move that on going into the next potentially. But yeah, he timed it slightly wrong, and hopefully he and Charlie can have a final 2 good races and show what the Mercedes can actually do here in F1XL.
Be nice to see, but maybe maybe Pred is starting to think about the title for Swain a little bit, asking how many points behind he is. I mean, it is possible for Pred to really put a cat up among the pigeons here, and definitely take advantage of some things. Viper now wants an invite, so this is going to be interesting. I will do it on stream. You should be able to join off my name, Viper. If you can't, message in there. But yes, back to the qualifying. Pred is on a lap. He's the first one to set a lap. I believe it's the business end of qualifying. 2 minutes 40 left remaining, and Pred can definitely get swamped by times here because the track will get quicker. So I don't know. I think he might be starting his lap time a bit too early, but Pred has definitely proven me wrong before.
Yeah, I mean, he could be out on track before everyone else is on there. I mean, the track is pretty busy at the moment, but less so. It sense. Maybe that's why he's out, and maybe another lap if he needs to. I know that's not ideal. I mean, we say that he's gone fastest in the middle sector, so Pred might be on something here, Gareth.
I like being proved wrong, just because it usually happens. But Pred pushing all he can, but he has invalidated his lap time.
Oh.
I wonder if he'll go again. It will be a bit tyre wearing at the start of the race, but we'll wait and see. We saw a masterclass from Master Swain with the tyre strategies last week, with the starting 11th and then holding it all the way to the rain on the mediums. Prophet Meady then has messed his lap time up while he was on a lap, so that is not good for him. Who's actually on a lap here? Is it Sanchez? Let's see if I can go on board with Sanchez, if the game actually allows me. No, it's not Sanchez, is it? No. Let's go on board with someone that's actually on a lap, and there's a Ferrari there weaving left to right on the old start finish straight, and getting out the way of Stracker. So Stracker we're on board with through Maggots and Beckett's, and yeah, I know I said at the beginning of the stream I didn't really like this track when it was on pad, but on the wheel, going through Maggots and Beckett's, and if you do it right, it is so satisfying.
No, you're right. It is when you feel that and get a good exit coming down the straight. It with light truck, and he goes faster. It tells me he's got fast lap, but that's not correct because he's slower. I'm a bit confused by what the game is doing. But light truck, I think he's going around again, Gareth. But again, it's that trouble of worn tyres here. Especially if it's sunny as well. How long can these guys go on the super softs in the race as well? So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I have to admit there, sorry Ollie, I missed it because there was a little bit of a lag spike through your mic then. So Sinful Chris managing to put into third. You were completely fine then. So I'm guessing.
Very strange.
It's just one of those glitches through the system. Let's go on board with Master Swain, the real outsider for the title at the moment. Through Maggots and Beckett's he goes, following a AlphaTauri. I wonder if that AlphaTauri is going to get out of his way as Pred retires from the session. So he will be 14th. He's going to be a bit annoyed with himself with that because he was definitely on for a good time. Swain currently 12th. I wonder how far up the grid he can go.
Binary has just made a mistake coming out of Chapel. He's on grass, and that looks like his qualifying is over and done with, invalid, and he won't be going any quicker. I mean, he's on pole for now, but that's all he can do.
And I think that is actually qualifying over and done with as Nuthead retires from the session. Binary then is the last guy. I think he's popping into the pits himself. Sinful Chris did manage to go third, but then got pipped to it by Prophet Meady, who was on 2-lap old softs. So that's going to be an interesting one. Sloppy managing 6th with Master Swain in 7th. So some interesting times throughout, but there's only 5/10 really between 1st and 10th, which is very, very close. And obviously we don't have any time from Viper, and he's definitely one to watch. But he's already talking about getting his excuses in for how he's going to be slow in this race. So I'm not sure what's going on in that.
Yeah, I mean, get them out early when you can. I mean, he might be able to do something special. I mean, beyond alternate strategy. I mean, do a classic XL, do something completely different, and see how you do. I think that sounds like a good idea to me.
And it's probably the best idea. But let's run down the order for the British Grand Prix here at F1XL. And it's Binary on pole, trying to claim his first F1XL F1 title, with Lightshock, his title rival, alongside him. It's Prophet Media and Sinful Chris on the second row in 3rd and 4th respectively, with SRT Fury and TES Sloppy in 5th and 6th. 7th is Master Swain, who's the outside chance of the title. And 8th is Jolly. In 9th place is Turkeys, with Stracker in P10. Outside of the top 10, it's Family Guy, WRS Cam, Sanchez, Madman, TTM Pred, Xbox Nuthead, F1XL Better Pingers, and Neil's 998, with Viper not doing a lap in qualifying because he joined very late. Now, got to catch my breath a little bit. Silverstone, it looks dry. No incidents like last week with the race starting dry and then going into the wet. It looks like it's a pretty straightforward run, really, here at Britain. But, I mean, how do you feel this one's panning out? Because, I mean, technically it should be the last race of the season.
Yeah, you're right. Technically, it should be. The pressure's on him, really. I mean, he doesn't want to make any mistakes here. I mean, yes, he's got a big lead of 40 points, so you could say the pressure's on Lightshock and Swain, but it's going to be an old defensive job from the Ferrari man. I think it's going to be a very tactical Grand Prix, Gareth, with regard to those guys at the front. Safety cars, I think, will come into play as well. Guys battling so hard up the front, they might make mistakes, and that will allow, the likes of Prophet, Jolly, Chris, to potentially nick a win here. I mean, it's one of those tracks where anything can happen, and I'm very much strapped in and looking forward to this Grand Prix here we have in front of us.
Now, Jolly's track record when he's actually completed a race isn't too bad. He's 7 races he's completed, and he's got 3 podiums out of that and a 4th place. So that's really quite a impressive display. And I mean, what could have been if he was here all season, we'll never know. But there is plenty still at stake. I mean, Sloppy and Prophet Meady fighting away over the last ASR position. That will be an interesting one, especially because I think overall Prophet might be the faster driver through the season, but the luck's really been with Sloppy through the season. There's been so many more DNFs to that Williams and the McLaren. Actually, there hasn't been a DNF to that McLaren this season at all. It's just a first race of the season at Baku. He didn't show. It just shows that consistency very much is key. But just looking at it, I mean, Swain's. I can't remember who I was speaking to. I mean, you take away Swain's Italian Grand Prix and Australian Grand Prix, and you put the positions that he would likely be in that, you'd give him at least 30 points maybe. He's still up there with Binary. And then the lag spike in Vietnam. I honestly think it would be a much closer battle between Swain and Binary if Swain didn't. Those external luck issues. The internal luck issues you can't really do anything about, but the external ones, I mean, Swain has had it, unfortunately, this season. Yeah,
no, you're right. I mean, the fact that his brake pad failed, of all things that happened at Monza, and like you said, his internet hasn't been the best, and that has cost him this season. It's real unfortunate, high placing, 12th, in 2 races in Australia and America. I can't remember if there was. I think there was issues in America. But yeah, he hasn't had the best of luck this season. But you could say the same about Lightshock and Binary. They haven't had perfect seasons either. But yeah, no, I'd probably say Swin has got the worst side of the coin. Actually, no, that doesn't make any sense because there's 3 of them and there's not 3 sides to a coin. The bad side of a triangle, let's go with that. Yeah, he hasn't had the best, but you know, if he go out with a bang, I'm sure he'll be happy with that for the last 2 races.
I mean, you could say there is a third side to the coin, and that's landing on the edge. And you could say,
ooh, controversial.
That is where Swain needed to land on the edge every week, and unfortunately, it's not happened. But I mean, yeah, it's just one of those. Binary has taken his chance. I mean, looking back at the Chinese Grand Prix, and that looked like a race where he really should have finished outside of the points. However, even though he had bad luck, the bad luck swung to good luck towards the end of the race, and he managed to finish P5, I think. So it's going to be an interesting one. I would really like, however, for there to be an outside winner for this race, even though it would probably kill the championship battle. But we'll wait and see. Your prediction, Ollie? If you're there. Are you there, Ollie? Oh no, I might have lost Ollie again. Ooh. That is not good. Not good at all. What is going on there? I've still got plain internet. I'm going to have to hope that Ollie joins back into the session because the race is just about to start. I can't really get him in as we see the predicted strategy there. Go on board with Prophet Meaty for this battle. It is 5 red lights here in Great Britain for F1XL. And away we go. It is finally round 22 and it's gone at the moment. It's looking like a pretty poor start there from Lightshock through the first few sector of the lights, and Prophet Meaty is trying to get himself back up in there. Jolly's got past Master Swain off the start, and Jolly's got past Sloppy as well by the looks of things. He's fighting his way through, and Jolly up the inside there of SRT Fury as well. Jolly is not hanging around. He is going for this at the moment, but Fury has managed to get back through him, and there is Sanchez then losing it there, and there's a Family Guy and having an issue, I think, with Jolly. Maybe. There was issues there, and Madman's now up into P11. There is a multitude of cars there, and well, I don't really know what's going on back there. I needed Ollie for that, but let's see if I can't get him in this. Just as he joined in there we go. And still under virtual safety car. And here comes Sinful Chris, though. And Ollie, are you back? I don't know what's going on. What is going on?
Are you back?
I am. I don't know what happened there. That was a little bit of an odd one, but it kicked the party straight off. And we are back racing. I'm not sure if you saw anything at the start there.
Yeah, I was just I was commentating. I thought I was live, so I was commentating my own thing as that was going on. But it looked like there was contact between Stracker, Family Guy, Turkeys, and maybe Viper. I don't want to give a name to what happened. That's a Knothead making a mistake as well, coming off the final corner. But 2 cars out early on with Stracker, no front wing, early safety car. The fireworks are flying already, Gareth, here at Silverstone.
Now, I saw Jolly, make a very successful start, and then he lost. But saying Binary's in the pits. No, it's Stracker in the pits, sorry. What is going on? Binary is leading this Grand Prix. It's lap 2 of 26, not lap 3. Codemasters, you would have thought that they would have fixed that glitch in the game by now, but apparently not. We're still underway, though, and that McLaren of Sloppy is all over the back of SRT Fury at the moment, and there could be, well, that could be, and like the break that the top 5 need is for Fury to start battling with Sloppy, and then Swain now is all over the back of Sloppy through Maggots and Beckett's. I wonder if Swain's got a run on the McLaren driver here down the Hangar Straight. Has Swain got anything left in the... I don't think he's got enough ERS, and it'll be interesting to see. Let's go back and figure this one out. But what is going on? Still staying Stracker's in the lead of this race.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Hopefully as Binary crosses the line it will fix itself. And it has. There we go. As Pred already got a 370 time for Gareth on lap number 3. So not the best start for him down in 9th place. But again, still a long way to go in this Grand Prix. Lap 3 of 26. But DRS is now enabled. So will we see lots more taken? I'm sure we'll down multiple straights we have here at Silverstone.
There's a lot to go on, and Furious losing ground to Sinful Chris. He needs this DRS, so that's a handy bit there. As Madman then into P10, so a good start for him. And I think he's up a few places himself, but crucially, Niels is up 7 places right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the Alfa Romeo guys. Every single week, one of them does something special, and here we go. Niels up 7 places. Good job from him once again.
Yeah, he's doing a good job at the moment. We'll wait and see if that all hangs out. Jolly is followed closely by Viper, and I think it's something we've said about Sinful Chris, though, going back to Alfa Romeo. If he qualifies higher up, he could very much have a title challenging season. And at the moment, it's looking that way. And here comes Viper then. Will he have a look at Jolly? There's nothing to it at the moment coming through into Stowe. But Jolly's definitely struggling in comparison with Viper right now.
Yeah, he is a little bit. But it is early, guys. He hasn't just got into the groove of things yet. It's still early days in this Grand Prix, but Viper, as always, looking racy. Even as a stand-in, he's looking pretty good. Down in 13th at the moment, but up 6. So it's not a bad start for him at all. There's still a long way to go in this Grand Prix.
We have lost 2 drivers, though. Family Guy and Turkeys are gone. I am trying to find out what happened to Turkeys. So, as we see this battle on at the moment as well, I am looking at a replay. Oh, and that is just unfortunate. That is just a massive bit of unfortunate. I'm just going to rewatch it while watching Sinful Chris all over the back of Prophet Media, and I'll leave the commentary into your hands for a second.
Not to worry, it's a good place to be on board with the top 4 at the moment. Chris, Meady, Light Shock and Binary all racing away. Jolly gets a time penalty down in 12th, but here we go. Do any of them have enough speed and any of them have DRS to make any overtakes? It looks like Prophet is the closest one at the moment. Can he get a run on Lightshot coming into the braking zone of Stowe? But no, he cannot. It is still the top 4 running around in the places they started for now. More yellow flags. He's made a mistake at Stowe. Who is that? It looks like Master Swain has made a mistake. He's round twice. He's round again. He's made a mistake at Stowe, Gareth, and that is his title fight out the window.
That is not good at all. And that is just... I wonder if he... No, he hasn't pitted. I thought he might have pitted just to... I don't know, maybe try something different, but he's going to go with what he's got. And we'll wait and see what happens from him. I've just seen what happened to Turkeys from his point of view. And there is a slight contact between Jolly and SRT Fury coming through onto the Hangar Straight, just as they're turning onto the Hangar Straight. And it meant Jolly lost all control. And that was it. Turkeys then had nowhere to go. He ploughed into Jolly, who somehow managed to right himself and with no damage into 11th. So that's pretty impressive enough there. And then all of a sudden, Turkeys has collected a few other cars because he started losing control. It's just one massive unfortunate incident, and we will, I'm sure, re-look at that one a bit later on. But at the moment, TTM Pred and Cam then swapping positions. Cam's all over the back of Pred. Will he have a dive up the inside into... Oh, he does. He tries to throw his car into Vale and Club, but Pred is wise to it and at the moment keeps the position. But they've got to stop fighting too much because it's 2.4 seconds to Sloppy.
Yeah, I'm sure Sloppy's happy with that because he's dropping back from Fury. But yeah, great little fight they've got. Look, you've got Pred, Cam, Madman, Niels, Jolly, Viper, and Sanchez at the back of that queue, and Pingers is joining in as well. But great little ding dong they're having back there, train upon train here at Silverstone.
Yeah, there's a lot of train going on. The top 6, though, well, I say the top 6 is now top 5, is a little bit of a different train. They're not catching as much as Niels is trying to go up the inside of Madman, but he couldn't. So Jolly has made an opportunist move into the start-finish straight. And what a move. Well, I say what a move. It's what an option for him to overtake. And Jolly has definitely taken that, and it's kind of given him a little bit of a breather from ERL Viper. That's definitely what he would have wanted. Now looking back up the grid a little bit, Sinful Chris is losing ground to Profit. Oh, and Niels has lost a little bit of control, and Viper's now through. And this, unfortunately, is what I meant. And Madman let through by Jolly. Jolly's now on a little bit of a charge. He's a little bit probably angry with what happened at the start. And now is trying to get back into the swing of things. And yeah, I think at the moment that's about the battling going on. This one for P7 is looking very, very tasty as Viper is all over the back of Madman.
Yeah, what a great fight to listen and watch from the other seat in the commentary box. Is Viper looking, can he do anything into... Oh, he's almost hit the back, and he has hit the back of that Mercedes as they come through Village and the loop. They go on lap number 7. Look how close that Williams is to the back of Mercedes. Can he do anything coming down the Wellington straight? Can the Williams use that DRS? Unfortunately, the Mercedes got it already, but can he dive down the inside into the braking zone? No, he's not close enough at the moment as they come through Brooklands and towards Luffield. What a great fight we've got for the last points pay position, Gareth.
It's absolutely incredible at the moment. Viper looks like he's got the better grip through. And it must be those medium... Oh, actually, no, it can't be the medium because they're both on mediums and he's got the move stuck through there. And Cam and Jolly were trying their best to get through Pred, but Pred's back end at the moment is as wide as a London bus. He's not going through at all. It's quite apt because it's the British Grand Prix. I wasn't even thinking of that at all. There's Sanchez then going a little bit wide, but nothing that's caused too much problem for him. At the moment, other than that though, Swain's not really catching, but he's not really losing to the guys ahead. I think he's just overheated his tyres a little bit and he's just trying to cool them back down. So lap 8 of 26 here at Silverstone, and unfortunate for Xbox Nuthead and Stracker, they are in desperate need of a safety car right now as Cam receives a 3-second time penalty. Binary is able to hold off his title challenger Light Shock. Oh, there's so much going on so far.
Yeah, we need two screens, Gareth, don't we? That of you can focus on the lead battle and focus for the battle for 7th place. But just a note: Fury managed to get past Chris on the previous lap going into Stowe. So that's one move up for the Haas driver. While we're concentrating on the battle for P7, and they're all taking different lines through Luffield, trying to get a better exit coming onto the old pit straight. And that is such a huge DRS train forming on track now from Pred down to Sanchez. We've got a great race, and then you've got the top 3 within half a second, Gareth. What is going on here at Silverstone?
I am going to go on board with Light Shock because he looks very close to the back end of Binary coming down the hangar straight, and so is Profit Media, and these 3 have given us so much action this season, but Binary is just too far ahead at the moment. I don't want to go off it just in case there is a little bit of a late dive bomb from someone, but there's not. I'm sorry I missed the battle between, or the overtake from Fury to Chris, but this battle for P7 it is something else. And I just, considering it is a battle for P7, it's like it's a battle for the lead.
Yeah, look how many cars. I mean, it's down 7th, down to 13th. We do see trains in this league, but we don't see trains that long here. And I think Silverstone is a favourite of the drivers, and I think it's really showing here on circuit. I mean, they are on different tyres as well, but it's given us a fantastic race here in the penultimate race of the season. And Chris managed to get past Fury again, Gareth, coming down into Brooklands as well. So another overtake we've missed again.
It's weird. Viper then trying to go around the outside of Luffield of Jolly, but it's not happening. Jolly's now losing a little bit of ground from the car in front, and Viper's going to get him surely coming into Cops, or is he? No, he's still behind, and Jolly's somehow managing to hold off EOL Viper at the moment. But there is so close between these drivers, and Sinful Chris has got himself back into the DRS range of the guys up ahead. But I'm not for 1 minute getting away from this, because here comes Viper again. His medium compound tyre is all over the back. He's literally pushing Jolly down the hanger straight. He's now going up the inside. Will he have the move? Oh, Jolly is desperately trying to hold on. And they're still side by side coming into Vale then. What is going on between them? Oh. I think Jolly has just given that up. I didn't see a good angle of it.
Just about. I think Jolly ran out of road there, and he either hit Viper or let him through, and that's Madman making a mistake as well through farm. His car is back in the grass. That's real unfortunately the Mercedes that was fighting with everyone here, and unfortunately that is that. Sorry, I've got Light Shock. Light Shock has pitted. Apologies, I'm getting really confused here. My man did make a mistake. Light Shock is fine coming into the pit to try and do the under.
Are you still there?
Gareth, you still there?
Oh. Yes. It cut off. I didn't get the whole of undercut. I just got under, so I was like, I didn't want to speak. So yeah, I think there could be an intermittent problem with connection just everywhere right now. Maybe everyone's watching this, and this is why. Wouldn't be surprised. But Profit Media is caught right up with Binary. I know he's probably going to have had the help of DRS and everything, and into the pits then comes everyone else of the top four. Viper then will take the lead, who's actually got past Cam. Wow, okay, I didn't expect that. Into the pits then goes Jolly, and I wonder if the undercut has worked. I think the best person to view then is Light Shock. Let's go on board, coming through all this. What can he do? Has he been able to do it? And I am going to watch this and without the track map, so I cannot see anything. Can Light Shock, has he done it? Has he done enough? I'm not sure if he has. Coming down the start-finish straight then. Can I see anyone coming through? Oh, actually, has he? Has he got it? The undercut has worked for Light Shock on Binary. So effectively, the leader of the race right now is Light Shock, as Master Swain puts the fastest lap of the race in. And I'm losing my voice.
What a... yeah, no, great. I was like, oh, he's going to do it. Oh, and he has done it. Great job from Light Shock. Faster on that last lap. He's managed to take the lead. He's got 1.4 seconds over Binary as well. So good job from the AlphaTauri driver as well. And the problem for Binary now is that Profit needs to be hounding him down. We saw how quick he was in the last stages of, before the pit stops, as Madman gets a penalty for his job as well. But do not count off Profit Media for the win for this race. He's been excellent so far, super racy, and he's got every chance of winning this Grand Prix as well, as the likes of Binary and Light Shock do as well.
Yeah, it's all mental at the moment. We were concentrating on that battle for P7, and well, it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out, because Master Swain is actually caught up with Jolly. He's 0.7 seconds behind Jolly, and Jolly is 3.4 behind Pred. So something has definitely happened through all that. I wonder if there's a front wing change, but those front guys are going to be all over the place, I think, as Light Shock then responds and goes fastest still. He's only just, it's still 1.4 ahead of Binary, so it must have only Binary came out the pit that lap, so we completely ignore me. But up the inside, Sinful Chris on Profit Meady. That was out of nowhere. Profit Meady then caught sleeping, and Sinful Chris giving his old friend Binary a hand and causing Profit Meady problem. But here comes Profit Meady. Can he do anything up into the inside? of Brooklyn's. He's putting his nose in there, but hasn't got anything yet. Simple Chris receives a time penalty for that as well. So I think that's his second one of the race so far.
Yeah, he got a speeding penalty coming into the pits as well, Gareth. So not the best time for Simple Chris here. But these guys need to be working together. They're going to be losing time the more they battle to the fry up ahead as Chris goes wide. They're going to go side by side into Maggers Beckers. They're going to try, and it looks like the Williams gets through to the first part of Maggers. Wow, did not expect to move through there, Gareth. Good job from Profit, and he manages to get back up into 9th place. We've got yellow flags, it's like 2 and 3. I think that's someone else further behind, but great job. But it looks like Chris is back down the inside. Surely he can't get through there as Lightshot gets a penalty, but it looks like Chris is going to try, but he doesn't make the move stick, Gareth. It is non-stop here at Silverstone.
What is going on with these guys? They're definitely having a crazy race. They've definitely had something to drink before the race, I think. Maybe not alcoholic, maybe something, I don't know, sneak. Maybe Sneak, if you're listening, give us a sponsorship. No. Anyway, moving on. Binary then up back within a second of Lightshock. Lightshock has caught Madman quite quickly, but Madman I think is maybe suffering from tyre temperature degradation because he's dropping off of pingers quite quickly as well. But definitely at the moment, Viper now pulling away from Cam. That's one to watch. Sanchez caught back up with Niels as well. Turkeys has left the session, which is a shame. Obviously, we know he's had issues. So that's an interesting one. But is Sanchez actually going to make a move on Niels coming down the hanger straight? I think he might have enough in his locker to get the move done if he's careful. Around the way before Stowe and got the move done. That's quite clinical from Sanchez there.
Yeah, good move. I mean, around the outside initially, which we don't normally see coming up towards Stowe, but good move from the one-time race winner in Silverstone here, just over the halfway mark here. And of course, it is Viper leading this Grand Prix at the moment. Of course, he hasn't pit yet, Gareth, but not bad from the man who stepped in late on here at Silverstone. But just keeping an eye on the other gaps we do have on circuit. Sanchez gets a time penalty. They're starting to kick in now. Binary, unfortunately. Oh no, take that back. He's still directly behind him, and he is closing that gap down the Lightshock now. It was 1.4 seconds a couple of laps ago. It's now down to 0.8 of a second.
Yeah, Lightshock is getting himself caught behind some back marker trouble now. Madman is in his way, and I don't know what's the best course of action here for Lightshock. If he waits until the hanger straight, he's got the opportunity. Possibility of Binary overtaking him as well, but he needs that buffer of Madman between him and Binary so he can push on a little bit. Pingers has passed Niels down the hanger straight as well. I think Niels is starting to get some trouble with the tyres here, but from round the outside, Lightshock has got the move done, and actually this could help Binary. I know we said a minute ago that we're not used to people going around the outside into Stowe, but that's 2 moves in a row, and is that possibly Binary going up the inside? And Sinful Chris, has Madman gone into the pits? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow. Getting myself overexcited again. Glad it just wasn't about leaves this time. But pit stop starting to happen then for the guys. And looking at the penalty, Sinful Chris is on 8 seconds. Sanchez is on 9 seconds. Pingers, Niels and Lightshock all on 3 seconds at the moment. Swain, Binary, Profit, Sloppy and Viper without a penalty. Let's go on board between Jolly and Master Swain, because this looking quite close as Swain can see his teammate just up the road as well. And yeah, I tell you what, I'll let you take over again so I can go to the toilet.
Who are you staying on board with, just for me to know?
At the moment, it's just Swain, going up the inside of Jolly, pushing him a little bit wide into Luffield. And they're still side by side coming through, and I'll let you take over this battle.
Well, here we go then. 2 veterans of this league. It looks like Jolly's made the move stick. Yes, he has, as they come through cops because the old first corner at this Grand Prix, but it's still Mercedes leads the way between both the drivers. Can Swain get back at him coming down the straight? Jolly will not have any DRS, but Swain, of course, well, he goes to the left. Can he do it through the braking zone? Jolly's going to try his best to go side by side with them, but he's not close enough for now, and it looks like Master Swain gets back through past the Mercedes. And it looks like he's made that move officially stick properly now. Now he's got his teammate up ahead of him. As you can see, lots of training up at the top. People coming into the pits, apart from Niels, who is carrying on here on lap 16. But it is Swain up into the point, finally after that early spin here at Silverstone at Stowe. For those who were watching early on in this session, but now he's got a teammate to negotiate up ahead. They're on the same strategy actually, but it looks like Swain is a little bit quicker than Pred at this moment in time. So will he let him through? I don't think he's going to at the moment, but he might do a more convenient place. But it is still Leitchuk holding the lead of this Grand Prix. As Gareth, you're back, as it looks like Pred has just made that pretty easy move for Swain to get through into ninth place there.
I think he's noticed the speed difference between him and Swain, and yeah, it's very much there's a very good place to actually let someone through. Pred was very wise to it there because he didn't want Jolly or Cam to take advantage. Now, if we have a look at tyres, Viper unfortunately has got out in front of these guys as Jolly picks up a penalty there, and Cam then on softs is going to waste a lot of his tyre life having to battle with three drivers on mediums.
He is, isn't he? Yeah, it's a bit of an uphill struggle for him to get through. But you never know, he might be able to do it. If he can get it done early, he might have a chance. But as I said, as the tyres go on, he will struggle a little bit to get through, as Niels is in the pits and he's dropped down quite far actually. But it looks like that's Cam up the inside, audacious move, and there's contact between him and Jolly there. Geez, that was Cam on Cam at the right time there. But Cam trying his best already, Gareth, to get past the medium runners.
He managed to save it, but here comes Jolly on Pred. Will he do it? No, he won't. And I thought he might have a go at Pred there, but that was a very late move by Cam. Jolly, it's one of those, I think it's just a racing incident more than anything. But obviously stewards are a little bit more than different than us. Swain is pulling away from this battle behind, as Viper then is catching Sloppy at a rate of knots. And he's, wow, so the soft tyres is definitely going to do that. But here he comes down the hanger straight. He's got about 7 seconds till the leaders. It fakes one way, Sloppy then defends, but it's too late. Viper into P6, and this could very well be an incredible last to podium challenge that we weren't even expecting from Viper. But let's go on board with the leaders, because they are still, it might be a different way around. Binary and Lightshock have swapped, and Sinful Chris and Prophet Media have swapped, but they're still in the top four.
Yeah, they're doing a great little job competing at the top, aren't they? And we saw early on them break away from the rest of the drivers at the start of this Grand Prix, and they're still doing that now. They've still got Fury, who was fighting with them earlier, but they have, like I said, broken away. I mean, 4 seconds from Prophet down to Fury now, and probably Prophet's dropping off slightly now as well, Gareth. He's outside that DRS window, and if he continues that way, he will struggle to keep up with the top three. And could this be the start for him dropping back? Hopefully it's not, and he can keep up as Swain gets a penalty down in 8th place. But the top four still racing away with not too long left in this Grand Prix.
And we've noticed before that Prophet, sometimes he goes onto a tyre that he doesn't seem like the same driver, and it could very well be the same here. I wonder if he's going to pick up DRS. It could also be that the top three have actually just upped their game a little bit. Here comes Binary. Will he have a look at Lightshock? He will not. He is going to stay where he is for the time being. But as things stand, Binary will finally become an F1XL F1 champion, but he's still battling with his main rival, who is leading at the moment. Lightshock is doing everything he can. He will not be at fault for not doing everything he can. He's done a great job so far to keep ahead, but well, I say keep ahead, to take ahead, I guess. But SRT Fury then picking up another penalty. And as the penalties are starting to roll in, let's have a look at penalties. Sloppy's on 3 seconds. Swain's on 3 seconds. Fury's on 6. Chris is on 8. That is going to be a big one. 8 seconds for Chris. That's going to drop him probably behind Master Swain.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I mean, being in the pit lane, give you 5 seconds, and when it's a race where there's only one stop, you can't claw that back. It's almost impossible. That's really unfortunate for him because he's looking ever so racy, Chris, at the moment. I mean, he's fighting for the lead if you discount penalties. And any mistake from Binary or Lightshock, and Chris will pounce. As Binary looking ever so racy now behind Lightshock as they come in to the final parts through Chapel. They go. It's 2 tenths, and it looks like Binary goes to the left. Lightshock just hasn't got enough coming down the hanger straight, and that is Binary into the lead of the Grand Prix, back for where he started in the early stages of the Grand Prix. But can Lightshock or Chris do anything to stop him winning this Grand Prix?
It's looking pretty inevitable at the moment for Binary. He's got everything in his going right at the moment. Here comes Chris then. It looks like Lightshock might have, as another penalty drops to Pred, but Lightshock might be in trouble from Sinful Chris here. These three have been together on track pretty much all race and for a fair amount of the season as well. They're going to get sick of the sight of each other, I think, but at the moment they've got one more throw of the dice here at Silverstone and one more at Brazil, and that'll be it for the season. But at the moment, well, they're still battling away. We'll wait and see how it all pans out. But Prophet Media has not been able to rediscover the form he had on the softs. It's lap 20 of 26 here in Silverstone. And, well, it looks like that is it, really, throughout the grid. I think these guys are starting just to peter out a little bit. Master Swain not able to catch Sloppy so much ahead. He's actually losing a little bit of ground as well. And another penalty for Lightshock. That is huge.
Yeah, that's not good, is it? That was giving him 6 seconds. That could... Yeah, I was going to say drop him behind Fury, but I don't think it will for now. But that is crucial for the championship. And maybe it shows the slight differences between the drivers and what it takes to be a champion in this league. And Binary, no warnings whatsoever so far, touch wood, compared to Lightshock 6 seconds. I mean, it shows that Lightshock is really pushing maybe a little bit too hard and making those mistakes.
Now, I said a few weeks ago that I said it extra last week. I think the problem we've seen for Lightshock is Binary got in his head at America, at Austin, and even though that incident was in Lightshock's favour and Binary came home in P4 at the end of it because of the incident at the last corner, Lightshock has been a little bit more aggressive, I think is the best way to describe it, and it's gone against him.
Yeah, no, you're right. And now he's under pressure from Chris as well. The top three still staying together. Just a note on Viper is up to 5th as well. I mean, surely he can't close 4 seconds in 5 laps. I think it's a little bit too much. But new penalties, he could get on the podium.
The podium challenge is on, and Pred is dropping down the order a little bit. He's fighting away with Sanchez and Cam, and Cam's already got past him, but here comes Sanchez. What can the Haas driver do? The victor, the guy who took victory in Canada, and definitely want to watch next season, but Pred is not really having the best of it this season, unfortunately. No,
he's not. Pred, I mean, it's weird with Pred. He managed to get a win, back in, when Italy. But since then, we've not seen much from lots of DNFs and lots of DNSs for Pred. So I'm not sure what's really gone on with the other Red Bull. And I think Sanchez is definitely one to watch next season, Gareth. With a little bit more practice, a little more consistency, you could definitely be up there fighting for podiums week on week.
They're getting closer at the front as well, but I wholeheartedly agree with Sanchez there. Pred actually looked like he was going to overtake Cam, but I didn't really want to lose the battle from the front. Let's have a quick look at while I go through Maggots and Beckett's. Let's have a look at Pred. Will Sanchez have a go at him? Viper is within 3.7 seconds of Meady, so Meady's got to be careful. He might knock himself out of the podium at this rate. Here comes Slight Shock. He doesn't actually have anything on that occasion, but let's go back to Sanchez because it is all very close coming onto the hangar straight, coming through Chapel then, and Pred might actually have the better of Cam. It does.
Oh, just about.
Definitely not what I was expecting. Sanchez picks up another penalties, and everyone from 10th down is picking up a fair whack of penalties. Swain is in trouble from not really anyone. Jolly, as long as he just stays there, I guess he'll be fine because of the penalties. But let's go back with the battle for the top three. I think it's only fair, really, at this stage of the race. These guys have kept it close and clean for the majority of the race, and separated by under a second.
Yeah, these guys are really racing now. And look at Chris. He's less than a tenth behind Lightshock as they come through. I forgot the name of the corner. Cops, there we go. It was there in my head. But yeah, these guys are looking incredibly racy now. And can we see any overtaking? They're so close, guys, but they're just not close enough for an overtake. I say that though, but Chris looks to have the speed on Lightshock as they come onto the hangar straight, but again he's not close enough, and Lightshock again not close enough to Binary, so we go around once again and wait till they get back on the hangar straight to try and overtake using that TRS.
Fury then is Fury caught back up. Now the battle for P5 is looking quite hot as well. Fury and Sloppy very close to the back of Viper. Viper has no penalties though, and he's catching Profit ahead. Niels has overtaken Pingers for P13, and I want to give a shout out for Madman, Stracker and Nuthead, who are kept on going through all their issues today as well. They've done a phenomenal job just keeping their head down. I know that they've been involved in incidents that have not been their fault, but yeah, it's just one of those. Yellow flag in sector 1. That's Sanchez retiring. Sanchez has retired. Too late for a safety car, I think. But he's retired through, I think, is that into just out of Abbey?
It looks like we've seen mistakes. I mean, Madman made a mistake through there earlier on. I was on board with Strack. Where is that car? No, it's he sort of dived it in coming out of the pits sort of area. But the car is out the way, and like you said, not enough time for a safety car.
Yellow flag is cleared, and fastest lap goes to Madman, which stops the point going to one of the top drivers. That was the other way. Points could have been taken off Binary this race, and it has been taken off of him. But as Sanchez left the session there. So lap 25, these guys are going on. Binary has led for the majority. Lightshock has had a few laps as well, but at the moment it's Binary's championship. He's keeping it all up in the Ferrari way of things right now. And well, we'll wait and see. 2 laps remaining for him to take victory. Anything could be possible. He could lose it. He could have an incident. But the only person that really could have an incident with him is Lightshock, and Lightshock needs to not have an incident and win the race.
Yeah, you're right. It would have to be something pretty catastrophic for Binary to make such a mistake. But we've seen it before, where mistakes can happen under pressure, and he is under a lot of pressure from Lightshock right at this moment in time as they come down the old pit straight. And again, they're so close together, but they can't seem to overtake each other, Gareth, at the moment. These top three is I think that was Cam getting past Pred as well down the Wellington straight, but top three, you can't separate them at all.
It's all close, and that battle for P10, the final point scoring position, is heating up as well. Pred, Niels and Ping is all desperate for it. Nothing from Lightshock on this occasion. It was close. Pred is doing a fantastic job keeping Cam at bay as well. He could still get that final point scoring position, but as Prophet Media has finally picked up a penalty, Viper could still very well get a podium out of all this. Down the outside goes Pred on Cam for another time this race down the hanger straight. Managed to get the point again as I'm hiccuping and losing my voice all at once. Lightshock seeming to lose an awful lot of time to Binary, and Sinful Chris is trying to put it up the inside. This has surely given Binary the win because these two are fighting away. And Lightshock is, well, will Sinful Chris go up the inside? He does. He's got the move at the moment, but they're still side by side coming through Luffield and into Woodcut. Who will take advantage of all this? It looks like Lightshock has just lost the grip from his tyres, and he is now dropped to P3. He should still take second place, but the penalties is messing with my head right now. Viper's catching up with Prophet Meady. That's the one to watch out for, but I can't really go back to Pred at the moment as much as I want to. He's managing to hold away Cam at the moment. Swain is losing still time to Sloppy, and that is unfortunate there as well. And at the moment, it's this man, it's Binary, who's going to take victory.
Yeah, he's had a phenomenal race, Gareth, consistent as always, and he will not only take the win here at Silverstone, he will take the F1XL F1 Championship at Silverstone. Congratulations to the Ferrari man to win the title tonight. What a race from him. Just consistency, and yeah, I mean, it's just a great fight all season, and it's been phenomenal to watch.
Oh, it's heartbreaking for some of the ones through there as well. But Binary, congratulations nonetheless. It's Binary P1, Lightshock P2, and ERL Viper P3 currently. Swain then looking, commiserations to him. He's finishing P8. Jolly comes home in P9. And the last point scoring position does go to Niels out of all that in the end. Pred, Cam, Pingers, Niels, all fighting away like no one's business. But it is all about this Ferrari, really. He's done it this season. He's finally claimed an F1 title. It's taken him a long time. Not as long, maybe, as Master Swain, but he is still a long time. He's had some fierce competitors in the end. And, well, what a season we've had. I know we've got one more race to go, Ollie, but this is incredible.
Yeah, no, it's been an incredible season so far, and I think the fact that there is nothing to play for the top three means that they might get their elbows out a little bit more, which might make it even more exciting. But there's still plenty to fight for as well for the down the table. So, I mean, the season isn't over yet. We've got one more race, and it's round one of the best circuits on the calendar, Brazil. So make sure to tune in for that final race next week, because it's going to be a tasty one.
We are really looking forward to it. We have had, as Viper picks driver of the day, I'm not really surprised with that. Last to third, that'll do for him. But yeah, one of those races no matter what. And, well, we'll see this one. And Binary, I'm sure, will be over the moon with taking the title at Britain as well. Technically his home track. For the Scotsman, not the Irishman. Sorry, I had to put that in one last time. But yeah, as the podium celebrations finish off, it is time just to go through the driver's standings, finishing positions one last time. It's Binary who takes victory here with Lightshock alongside him, and Viper finishing out the podium positions. Prophet Meady then, and a race of what could have been for him, finishing P4, but it is a Williams 3-4 after all. Sinful Chris then in 5th place with Sloppy in 6th. 7th is SRT Fury, and then 8th for Master Swain. In 9th was Jolly, a return to racing for him, and finally some points as well. But another race of what could have been, especially for both of those drivers, having spins in various points. At crucial points in the race, I think is the best way to describe it. In 10th place then, rounding out the point scoring finishes, Niels 998. Pingers, Cam, TTM Pred, Stracker, Xbox Nuthead and Madman were the rest of the finishers. Congratulations for those guys for sticking it out, especially the ones at the bottom. Sanchez, Sanchez losing it towards the end of the race. We're not 100% sure what happened there, but commiserations to Family Guy and Turkeys for the issues at the start. It's just a bit of unfortunate racing there. But Ollie, I'm going to hand over to you to do the podium question side of things for the British Grand Prix.
Thank you very much, Gareth. Yeah, we've got the top 3 in here, but of course we've got to chat to Binary first. The race winner and the championship winner with a race to go. Binary, I mean, if you can, explain how you feel right now.
Yeah, I feel great. You know, I've wanted an F1 win in the championship for many seasons. Came close a couple of times, but it's good to finally get the championship. It's really happy.
Yeah, and I mean, this season wasn't made easy for you. You were held throughout the season with Swain, Light Shock, and a few other drivers didn't make it easy for you either. I mean, can you sort of maybe some of the races that you sort of your highlights of the year, or moments that sort of decided your championship?
I don't know about highlights. You know, the races I won
moments you
were
enjoyed.
great. Yeah. Any races sort of won. Trying to think of ones that come to mind. I think the ones that really decided it were races like Austria, and there was another one. Italy was a big one as well, where Swain obviously had his pedal failure, and Light Shock had his issues in that race as well. That sort of helped swing things back in my favour considerably. So yeah, I think it's just I try and be as consistent week in, week out as possible. If I'm not the fastest, I'm not the fastest. I'm more about trying to get the results in every week. Winning is obviously what I want to do. I want to win every race if I can. Fastest lap, pole, smash it. But yeah, I just when I realised things were getting really close and we'd passed Swain because of his unfortunate incidents with his pedal and his internet connection as well, which is really unfortunate. It would be nice to have him up there as well in the title fight. But yeah, once I realised it was between me and Mark, no disrespect to Mark at all, he's a phenomenal driver, but I think I have a bit more consistency over him over the course of the season, so I felt that all I had to do was be consistent, and paid off in the end.
Yeah, no, some good points then. I mean, quickly on this final race at Silverstone, another win in the bag, 3 race wins in a row. It's not bad either.
No, not at all. I've always liked Silverstone. I've always really been quite quick here. I knew Mark would be quick here. I knew Chris would be quick here as well. When Viper joined, I thought he would be a threat. Maybe took him a little bit of time to get through the pack. Yeah, it was a tough one. I'm mostly focused on just trying to stay ahead for the first stint. Obviously, I knew that Mark would have the option to undercut, and I know the undercut's quite powerful here. But I just tried to keep in control of my ERS, control of my fuel. I knew where I was really strong. I was always really strong coming out of Beckett's and Chapel. It's where I tended to gain time on Light Shock, and when I was behind him as well, it was definitely clear that's where I was gaining all my time. I think he had a bit more in the first sector, but that's where I gained predominantly all my time. And so once it got past, it's more about just catching up, stay behind, make sure my ERS is fine, keep myself okay on fuel, and then wait for him to make a mistake, and then pounce, and then go for the win. Also, he had the penalty, and I don't usually get corner cut penalties here myself. So I thought I wanted to win on track. It's win in style.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. But well done on the win and the championship in F1XL. But let's have a chat to the man who finished in P2, Light Shock. I'm sure you don't really want to have a chat with me, but I'm going to force you to have a chat with me. Oh, you're okay.
I'm actually in good spirits because.
Oh, good.
Well, Binary will tell you as well. Like, not just in this league, across the 2 leagues that I'm currently running, my form has taken a serious nosedive in recent weeks. So, like, I wasn't even thinking about anything title-wise tonight because, as far as I was concerned, it was already like Austria was the nail in the coffin as far as I was concerned.
Yeah.
It was just like the absolute low point of my season. But yeah, I decided to tell myself I'm just going to go into this race. I'm not even thinking about the title or anything. I just wanted to get as many points as I possibly could. And in the end, P2 really was the best I could do today because Barney was just too quick again and he was just better on penalties. You know, there was a few little nerve moments with Prophet being not close enough, but then he ended up getting penalty as well. Viper, of course, when he joined, everyone pretty much shit their pants because we were like, oh, crap, here we go. But no, honestly, after the couple of races I've had in the last week or week and a half, I just needed a decent result. I need Swain was my focus tonight, not Binary, and he didn't have a good race, so I don't think it's quite sealed because obviously the Brazil rerun to do. But I think unless I do something really stupid, second is looking good. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to say I don't have regrets. Obviously, Austria, as I said, Italy. Obviously, Binary mentioned that was a bad one. I think the first two races, Baku and France, I should have had better results from them. Belgium and maybe even Monaco, I probably should have had better from. But in the end, it's still, there's no getting away from it. It's still been my best ever season of F1XL. And I say, being a title fight for the first time as well, I'm hoping it will make me stronger for next season. Whether Binary's here or not, we don't know. But I'm definitely coming back next season and I'm going to go for it again. Simple as that.
That's what I like to hear. I like, as a commentator, I hope we get to see commentate over you again because you've been fantastic this season. And we've still got one more race to go. So if you can give us one last hoorah this year, that would be fantastic.
Well, I'm starting P11, so hopefully we'll be a good
Are
one.
you? Okay. Well, okay. I expect great things from you then. You're starting P11. Well done on P2 and, of course, well, not officially P2 in the championship, so I won't say that just yet. But let's have a quick chat to Viper. Substitute appearance tonight. That wasn't bad. Last to third. How do you feel after that?
There's positives and negatives from it. Obviously, to go from 19th to third isn't easy at all. But I'm a little bit gutted that I was about 4/10 or so off Light Shock with his couple of penalties. But yeah, the race itself was actually quite fun. I got to watch a few cars blow up on the first lap. Quite scary. But yeah, after that it was just a case of trying to get into a rhythm, get through cars nice and quickly. But obviously in the first stint that was alright, it was quite easy. But then with once everyone's spread out after the pit stops, for the guys up at the front, Binary, Light Shock, and I think it was Sinful Chris, the other one, they can all sort of switch around positions, and it helps them save VRS a bit, so they can sort of manage their pace a bit easier. If you don't have a car in front of you to almost leech off, it makes it much more difficult. So it was really difficult to actually close in those final few laps on the guys here. I don't think I could have got much more out of that race, to be honest.
Yeah, no, you know, the fact that they're together, that drafting system definitely helps. But I mean, still getting up to P3 from where you were is a fantastic job. And will you be? Oh, God, controller just fell on the floor. That's an embarrassing moment. Will you still be? Well, sorry, will you be joining us for the final race next week, or are you not fancying it at Brazil?
Yeah, please don't.
I'm not that good. I'm not that good. I mean, when we were at Brazil last time, Binary was literally right on my tail the entire time until we had to call it quits. But depending on whether or not ERL is on next week, if there's a break week in that'll decide whether or not I'm racing, and if that finishes before 9 o'clock, obviously. So I would like to. Brazil's one of the tracks I enjoy. But yeah, I can't say for certain whether or not I will be there.
Okay, well, hopefully you do, and you give us a good show like you did today. But if not, you give us a good show today. So thank you for that.
Cheers.
So well done to the top three, and of course Binary on winning the title. And I'll hand it back to Gareth to round off the stream tonight.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to Binary for finally claiming his F1 title. He's been so coveted for a long time in F1XL, but that's all we have time for today's show. There is still a few races going on in F1XL. A couple of the races had a rerun, but we'll be back on Wednesday where we will run down all of this and more than likely have a word with some of the champions of the season as well. But for now, we will, I guess we will see you on Wednesday.